G'day everybody, welcome to Lawnporn Live, a live stream about lawns and how to get a good one. My name's Matt Dorm and you're on Lawnporn Live Winter 2020 episode 2. Thanks for joining in. Hey, I do live streaming every Sunday 8 p.m. SA time, so if you want to have a chat about lawn, do a bit of Q&A as well in these shows usually and have a bit of a chat. And yeah, if you've got a question, pop it down on the comments. I'll get the comments up there nice and ready very quickly. Just bear with me. Transition that one. That's that way. I had this all ready tonight, and I tell you what, the gremlins of this program are just mental, and I couldn't get my live my second screen working, so I couldn't open up the program. But anyway, you've heard enough about me whinging about my tech worries. I'm certainly glad I'm here. I had it all set up, and yeah, it just I don't know. It's just it's good. So everybody's reading me loud and clear. Thanks, Matty Biggs, and thanks, Stephen. Good evening to you. I'm just going to chuck over onto hopefully what I can see. Right, so I've got a few here. Hello, John. Hello, Tony, and hello, Joe. So that's just it's just absolutely nuts. Hey, you know, like it's just crazy. But what I just did want to say very quickly, and this is the second week of winter. I haven't actually been doing much with my lawn because I haven't been around, but I finally got home from being up north for quite a lot of time away, and I was completely alone and by myself up there for 6 weeks, and very, very hard on myself and the family. But now I'm back, and look, I'm just spending a week and a bit really not worrying too much about the lawn porn stuff, but definitely getting in contact and getting into just hanging out with the family, which I just haven't done so long. It was Heidi's 10th birthday on Friday, and we decided to go to Adelaide just for the well, after we finished work on the Friday, we zipped up and basically, just went to Adelaide somewhere and just went to sleep in our room in the hotel. And the next day we did a little bit of shopping. We were going to go to Adelaide, but we didn't go to Adelaide because we just wanted to avoid those protests. Luckily, they all turned out okay. And I have done something here. Sorry, I haven't transitioned something for you. It's just too much going on. I've got to get my head around this. Sorry about that. Now that's up to date, and yeah, and it was getting back to what I was talking about. The just going around. We want to avoid the protests. Heidi wanted an iPhone for her birthday. She wasn't getting an iPhone. We made sure that that she got an iPod though, so she just wants it to play little games and listen to music and watch YouTube. So she can do that on home at the Wi-Fi rather than going out and chewing up data, little 10-year-old. So a little bit too young for a phone, perhaps. But others might think different, but that's just our choice. And look, we had a great little time. Popped into the Virginia nursery on my way back because I always see those guys on social media, and a lot of people going in, and just what an amazing shop that was. And we just had a little bit of a look there on our way home Sunday. So as of tomorrow, and tomorrow's a public holiday here in SA, so I don't have to go to work. Woohoo! I'm going to get started with a bit of my video stuff again, and what I'm going to be doing moving forward with the lawn. So anyway, that's what's going to be happening, and a lot more content coming out. But in a nutshell, I'm going to be redesigning the front a little bit, and I will be putting some irrigation in, and just caring for it as much as I can during the winter and during the dormancy, and hit spring running with irrigation ready to go and installed, and you know, it's still got lots of leveling out to do, but you know, it'll be such a much nicer lawn after I get into this, and a few little bit of redesign bits of here and there of the garden as well. So, like getting rid of the garden beds and bringing up the garden bed from sort of like the around the corner garden a little bit more, and fixing that up a little bit more. So a few people on there saying happy birthday, Heidi. I'll pass that on. She's having a great old time. So all right, so let's get into the questions, and I've got one here from Daryl. Applied a green light tank mix today, Matt, and what's the main difference between green light and charger? Okay, green light doesn't produce surge growth, and charger does. That's the main difference. Green light is got sort of like a balanced nitrogen, slow release, and a fair whack of iron, and the iron is what makes the grass change to that deep dark green color. And charger is a little bit different. It's got some growth hormones within the mix. It's got the iron for the green, so that's where you get the green from, and it's got some other nutrients, obviously, and that's designed to cause the leaf to grow quite quickly. So it's very good for forcing growth during winter, for example, but it's also great for when you are coming back from a renovation or a recovery from some sort of stress or something, and you want a bit of leaf growth to fill in an area, so to speak. So that's the main difference. Okay, happy days 1976, loves videos. Thanks, mate. I actually I've got a little bit fancy with a lens. I've been doing my research, and you know, I have the Canon M50 mirrorless camera, which I don't tend to use very much for the videos so far anyway, simply because I'm learning the camera, for one, but number two, the lens that I was getting is not much good for the close-up vlog style and other things. So I was using that camera for other things, some, you know, swooping shots of actual action rather than sort of up close of my poor muggins, and I just sort of decided that you know, I researched into a little bit more lenses, and I've ended up getting this 16mm Sigma lens, which I'll start filming from tomorrow. I had a little bit of a go of it today, and I got it last week, but I just haven't had time to muck around with it. And yeah, it's going to be hopefully make the channel a little bit more presentable and a little bit more I suppose professional looking, and you know, just to get my ideas across to you, and hopefully make it look good. Yeah, so all right, I'm getting down to some more questions. So thanks for the that comment. Happy days, love your videos. I certainly try. Good time of the year to aerate lawn. That's from Matt Curtis. Anytime that you've got compaction, really. Anytime that in the spring and the summer, when you do your aerating, you can take out a plug or a core and refill that area with something that's like a sand or a sandy loam. That water, air, and nutrients can get down to the root zone much easier. And yeah, that's a good option when taking a core out during that spring and summer when you've got the active growth, because it'll grow into the area. It's not something that you would do in the autumn and the winter. However, don't think that you don't have to aerate. You can get quite a bit of compaction during the cooler months, just like any other time. So a little pitchfork aerate where you're not taking out a plug, but you're getting a slender little line to aerate a little bit down to the root zone. That definitely helps. So I wouldn't be pulling out plugs or cores, so to speak, any time after early autumn, and I wouldn't be doing that again till spring. So speaking about some cores and stuff, some of the things I'm doing going forward, I've got a little greenhouse going, a little misting kit to water it, a beehive Bluetooth tap timer thing. It was only like $79, and I can control that by the app. and I'm going to grow a little bit of grass from the grass that I've got out the front, just so when it comes springtime, I've got some extra grass to plug in. So I hope that all works out, because I don't know if it's going to, but I'll certainly give it a go. Just let me have a sip of my coffee, and I'll read the next question. Is it worth going a granular fert this time of year? I'm a Brizzy with Tiff Tuff. Well, firstly, Tiff Tuff, you'll have an amazing time with that, and Brizzy, Tiff Tuff will just love the area and the conditions. Look, granular fert does do quite well. Your winter is a lot milder than mine down here in SA, that's for sure. And if that's your preferred method of fertilising, then definitely go for it. The thing about granular fertilising is that you will lose some nutrients due to the leaching of the soil, some runoff and stuff like that, simply because the way the fertiliser is working is it's getting into the soil, and the lawn is extracting it from the soil, from the roots. So that's how it's feeding, sort of thing. Why a lot of people prefer to do foliar fertilising, that's stuff like the launch and the green light and everything like that, is that it's feeding through the leaves, and there's bugger all waste, and the effect is a little bit more instant, so it's a more effective use of chemicals. However, granular, it doesn't knock granular fert out the park totally. It's nice to have some of those chemicals and nutrients, should I say, in the soil, and ready to use from the I've got a text message. All right, it's Gardening Australia. That just reminds me, I've got to choose some winners for the Gardening Australia, and that's not the one affiliated with ABC, by the way. You might think it is, because I've been on ABC quite a lot lately, but no, it's not. Now, during the winter time, obviously, warm season lawns are less active. They slow right down. They go into dormancy. So hence why on my program I do the the granular fert very early in the program, and there's that 12 to 16 week backbone of using that granular fert. You might notice in my program that I do it in early August, and that's just preparing for to have sort of like the backbone of the slow release fert ready for the September renovation. So there's always something there. So, but anyway, getting back to the point, I do it very early in the season, and then follow up that with liquid applications. For the winter time, it's very small. It's spoon feeding little bit by little bit. It doesn't need more. More is not better for winter time for lawns. All right, let's see what other questions we've got. 16 mil is a wide angle is regarded to the lens, but when you're up nice and close with a vlogging style thing, that's what I'm aiming for. And it's got sort of a blurry background. It's a little bit cinematic, I suppose, is what I'm trying to get, although I'm not very cinematic myself. There you go. Philip from True Australian Lawn Addicts, check him out on Facebook and on Instagram. He's always there. He's all in all the circles. Thinking of getting my own Cora and doing it every month or two with Hello and Solid Times. What do you reckon? Yeah, definitely. Like, get something like the Real Solutions. It's REEL Solutions aerator. And there's some other people that make them as well. That's a hand aerator. I think Phil's got about 70 to 100 square meters, so it's not a huge yard or whatever, and it would take some time to core aerate with one of those things. And my 60 meter square used to take me about an hour back at the old place, but that way you've always got it. They're like $150, the Real Solutions ones. Look, there's some other people that make some too. I think Trident make one which has got like 4 tines. The Real Solutions one is the one that I have, and I was speaking to Emma on Messenger the other night, and yeah, she's developing something new. So we hope that comes through. And she said, yeah, if she makes it, she'll definitely give us a go to show on the channel. But if you're looking for those hand aerators, they're great for when if you've got a bit of compaction in a small area and you just need an aerator. It saves hiring an aerator to go and do it and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'd say, yeah, go for it, Philip, should I say. Okay. I'm going to work on my summer bodies, so... oh, right, he's going to... yeah, the Sexy and I Mow It shirts. Look, that's done by Emma... not Emma, Tash, sorry, at Tops by Tash, and she does all our gear now. I don't hold merchandise myself anymore. It's all ordered through her. So if you hit on our website the merch button, and it'll be somewhere on the new website as well that I'm working on, but if you hit that, that'll take you straight there. And look, she can custom make anything. She's got the shirts, she's got the muscle tees, she's got some caps and stuff like that. If you want a different color and everything, or a different message, or even your name on it, she can custom make that. So every order through her is straight away. And I think her and Matt Reich's got together a little bit and said, hey, here's something a little bit different. And we didn't want to blare our name all over that one. We just wanted Tash to get some sales and make some money, because she's going through the COVID stuff as well, and anything that she can get going is good. And what Tash makes is Tash makes, so we don't take anything for that. And that's a cool little shirt. I might even buy one myself. See, my hoodie, I actually bought that. I didn't get a freebie or anything like that, but that's not what it's about. All right, but that's good. John, the winter program you put up on Facebook is really interesting. Yeah, the thing about it is that it's Launch is a fantastic product with the kelp and the phosphorus for the root zone, and it's a great repairing fertilizer for your renovations and everything like that. But it's great for the roots, but it is also great for the winter time. It produces such a nice colour. Not that deep dark green that you get with your green light. That's a specialised sort of thing, but beautiful colour, and it repairs from the roots up. And it's just a great, I call it a great conditioning fertiliser, because it's just really puts your lawn in a prime condition, and resurrect it from a bad condition if it's in a bad condition. So in wintertime, it's a great conditioner and a great way to keep it in fairly decent health during dormancy. So Philip wants to get a petrol aerator. Sorry, I yelled into the mic there. Yeah, he wants to get a petrol one. Well, yeah, get into it, man. That's for sure. Is there any particular reason why you have chosen the Reese irrigation weathermatic system? Is better than the Hunter or Rainbird? Thanks. Or is it better? I'm guessing. Look, I haven't used a Hunter system, but I've used Hunter MP rotators, and I like the Hunter MP rotators. That's the nozzles a fair bit better than the Rainbird ones, although the Rainbird are okay. I haven't the weathermatic pop-ups. With the Reese thing is like Reese took on my products. There's a guy in WA from Reese, and he was sort of like the first one to sort of like say, hey, we should stock Lawnporn, because it's a really good product, and they were looking for something top class to sell. So that's how sort of that happened. So I said, look, I'm doing a new area, and that's how I got that Reese irrigation system. So I hadn't had any use of it before I got it. And look, Reese do sell Rainbird stuff, and they do sell Hunter stuff. I really liked the way the Reese stuff worked. The Weathermatic stuff worked. I was particularly impressed by the pop-ups, and with those pop-ups, I was using Hunter MP rotators on top of those, so you can mix match. And the pop-ups, for the amount of dirt and soil and sand, especially with sanding on top of that, I never had any get into the actual pop-up itself. Where I've had the Rainbird 1803s before, that was my first irrigation system at Weiler, and I'd find that the sand would get into those a bit, and the seals would crack. However, I had that system for a fair bit longer than the system I had at Port Augusta. So I found that the Weathermatic pop-ups were better. The Weathermatic controller was a little bit more expensive and bigger, and just a little bit more solid than the Rainbird units that I was using. And also, I had the attachment. It's like it's like its own mobile card device. So instead of using Wi-Fi, it actually uses a cell network to communicate, and that was a lot more reliable than the Wi-Fi of the Rainbird. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with the Wi-Fi of the Rainbird. It's just the Wi-Fi in my house and where my internet was, where my router was, should I say, was not working effectively through the walls and the distance that it had to travel. So I was losing signal a lot with the Wi-Fi with the Rainbird, and I had to reset it a few times, and it was the app was a bit buggy. I don't think the app of the Weathermatic was terribly. It was a little bit different and certainly intuitive, but there wasn't that much to it. Although I didn't go that deep into it. So my next system, I actually decide I'm going to buy it, but I'm going to go buy the Weathermatic again. I'll go the Pro line instead of the Smart line probably. The guys at Reese might talk me into something different, but I found that the Pro line, without having the Wi-Fi integration, it suits me to a T, because I sort of know the programs I want to run. I'm not having to go away anymore, so I don't need to control it on the fly on a phone. I might change my mind about that. But I really like the Weathermatic pop-ups. I think they're hassle-free, and I will still go with MP rotators. And look, the Reese design, because they designed the house at Port Augusta, and they also designed the school project that I did. It really came together really well, and they were really fussy about the minor details. MP rotators on top, Hunter MP rotators. I hope that answers your question. All right, how long have I been going for? 25 minutes, geez. We should get into some prizes. So let's do that. Yabba, I'm sorry. But while I'm setting up my questions, which this screen's gone off too, fantastic. So I have to type in. But what I am going to be doing is that moving forward, I will be installing the irrigation about August, and I'll be showing all the videos of all of that. I've got I've got this very cheap greenhouse, like $50. I've put a Holman Mister kit, like what you use for your outdoor verandas and that, and a misting kit to keep you cool. But I'm using that to do the lawn, and I'm going to have these little trays of lawn, and I'm going to do a bit of a launch and a charger mix versus nothing, and see how that goes. That'll be quite interesting, and yeah, I'll be keeping you up to date with that. And just some of the things I'm going to be doing with the lawn over the winter. I've nicknamed it the mud pie. It's a little bit of a mud pie still, but I'm just not into oversowing with rye and using extra water. I'm basically doing nothing with my lawn, and it's looking all right. It's looking fine. It's not terribly excellent by my standards, but my time will come in spring, and I don't need it that bad right now. All right, so let's give away some bottles of Charger, ching ching, and I'll give you some questions. So you guys ready? Look, I'll get back to that, Tony. I think when I was talking about the R-Van, talking about the MP rotators, the R-Vans was the ones I was referring to about the Rainbird. I prefer the MP Hunter rotators over the R-Vans, simply because I know there is a tool that you've got to use with the MP rotators, and the R-Vans are tool free, but I found the R-Vans a little bit fiddly and always constantly adjusting them, so that might have been due to some poor installation from the Water Pro guys or something like that, but I had a few issues that I fiddled with them, and I had a few blockages, and they just didn't seem to work as reliably as the Hunters. Just my thoughts anyway. All right, okay, let's get into a question. Bottle of Charger, let's have a look. All right, how many rides are at Disney World? There you go, that's a number one. So how many rides are at Disney World? I'll look at my feed, and I will. This is for a bottle of Charger, everybody. So, I wonder if I can. I'll pop out chat. I certainly can. And that way I've got a whole screen to look at. So the last thing I could see is 44 is close, but not quite correct. How many, and I've got this from scarymummy.com of all places. How many rides? And the first answer I can see correct is Caleb Johns, and the answer is 46. .com. I'll say that again. Matt at, and that's Matt with two T's. Some people just did the one T, so I've just remembered that. Matt at lawnpornonline.com, and send me your correct name, home address, can't be a PO box, and a phone number, just in case we have any issues. But we can certainly sort that out. Okay. Let's see if we can find something that will entertain you guys. Okay, this is cool. This is sort of related to fertilizers. What is the symbol for potassium? What is the symbol for potassium? I'm watching the first one I see. Well, how about I do something different? I'll do the third one that I see. Oh no, that might upset some people. I'll do the first one I see. The first one I see, what is the symbol for potassium? And Kate Goddard is the first one in there with K, and that's correct. Smaller K though, it should be a capital K, but look, we get it. K is the answer. Look, Kate Goddard, if you could send me an email at matt@lawnpornonline.com, and we'll send you out a bottle of Charger. Include your correct name, address. Got to be it's got to be a physical address, not a PO box. Can't do PO boxes. And what else? And a telephone number is always handy. Yeah, I keep forgetting. All right. So, third question. All right, let's when was William Shakespeare? I'll say that again. When was William Shakespeare born? Okay, that's a bit of a smash out Google because no one's going to know. Yes, well done, Kate. I agree with that, Matty Bigsy. So this is the last one for the bottle of charger. When was William Shakespeare born? Why can't I say that? Everybody's like, yeah. Everybody's smashing out Google because I wouldn't know that. So I need the full birth date. It can't just be whatever the year. No, I want the full birth date. So when was William Shakespeare born? And close with the 26th of April, but I've got something different. I hope I'm not wrong. Joe S, 23rd of April 1564. I'll check that. When was William Shakespeare born? 23rd of April 1564. That's correct. 26th of April was close, so I hope I haven't got a dodgy source, but I'm glad to see that Joe S has got 23rd of April 1564. Joe S, you're the winner of the third bottle of charger. Give us an email at matt@lawnpornonline.com. Full name, correct address, got to be a physical address, not a PO box, and a telephone number if we have any issues. Well, that is me. I've yabbered for 33 minutes. I will be getting into doing videos and content as of tomorrow. I really appreciate the little bit of a break that everybody gave me, and look, I'm sorry if you sort of like been coming on Lawnporn and you haven't seen any new posts and everything for a while. I've just been, flat out just reconnecting with my family, which I really needed to do. And but behind the scenes, when I've had a little bit of free time, I've been working on the website, working on a few other things, just getting everything prepped and ready for the next onslaught of spring that's coming up in just under 3 months now. I hope you've had a good weekend, and if you're enjoying a long weekend like me, enjoy one more day of it. And I hope that everything in your part of the world is safe and improving. If you haven't been working for a while, I hope that you do get some work. These are just unprecedented times, and it's certainly a bit of a shitter of a year, 2020, I think. But keep your chin up and just keep moving forward as best that you can is my advice. And yes, I will have some more videos for you in the future very soon. And every Sunday, 8 p.m, same bat time, same bat channel. I'll be here doing a live video, which hopefully is looking a little bit better with the camera that I've got now, and a little bit better with the professional sound that I hope I'm doing. So, all right, good night. Get your lawn on, and catch you later.